From male celebrities constantly getting away with things female celebs have gotten canceled for, like members of BTS endorsing Starbucks, to men getting away with literal murder. Let's go over the several aspects of male privilege and how you're most definitely slow in the head if you still don't believe male privilege is real. In 2018, American rapper DaBaby shot at a 19-year-old boy in the stomach at a Walmart, taking his life. Did he face any consequences? Did he spend a single day in jail? Nope. The situation boosted his career and got signed to a record label soon after. He's been involved in several violent incidents like this. I can't imagine a female artist doing things like this, having a long criminal history, going to public events dressed in a diaper, and still having over 25 million monthly streams on Spotify. I've already made a video about how women often get sentenced to years, if not life in prison, for unaliving their abusers and rapists in self-defense. But DaBaby is a man, so he gets to get away with it, especially because arresting any black man today could lead to another George Floyd protest, whether he's innocent or guilty. Apart from not facing any legal repercussions, these men rarely face any social backlash either. Because, unlike women, these men will always have their fans blindly supporting them and willingly turning a blind eye to all the evil they do. The Scott National asked fans queuing to see Chris Brown at Hampton Park, Glasgow, if they knew of his domestic violence record and if it bothered them. Here's what they had to say.
Did you know he was convicted in 2009 of felony assault of his then girlfriend Rihanna?
Yes. No. Yes. I didn't know that.
Did you know he has a restraining order against him by another ex-girlfriend for threats?
No. No, I didn't know that actually.
No. Did you know he has been accused of rapes and further assaults?
Yes, but I've heard that they've banished it. No.
And so how does it all make you feel,
I enjoy his music. I think he's an amazing dancer, and what he's done, I think he's paid enough, for his problems or whatever. Well, sad obviously, it's horrible, but it's a long thing that people can change. I mind my own business, to be honest. Yeah. I like his music, that's why I'm here. I've liked his music forever, and that's why I'm here.
Yeah, I feel like nobody has the perfect relationship behind closed doors, and I feel like because he's in the limelight, he gets a lot more hate for it, and I'm not condoning anything he's done, but Rihanna has done an interview saying they were having a fight, so as far as I'm concerned, we're both as bad as each other, and we're just here for the fights.
Amber Heard gets falsely accused of abusing her ex-husband, and she gets ostracized by the whole world. But Chris Brown can beat several women, assault music producers, and still have hundreds millions of fans. Apart from getting away with violent crimes, male privilege is the reason a lot of male artists are more successful than several female artists. Because most people don't listen to female musicians.
Pop music take. Men rarely listen to female artists. If you look at demographics on Spotify or at shows, it's rare that men will be willing to be a fan in general, but they really are so rarely willing to be a fan of women. While women listen to male artists all the time and are often first fans of a male artist. Even at the shows I'm playing right now, I'm on the tour for my album, the men that do come are blank facing us the whole time, and then they'll go up to my drummer, so what was that thing that was pretty cool? Straight men yelling shit out at me, saying some of the dumbest shit. It makes me feel bad though too. Sure, there's something that makes it hard.
But actually, try finding a man that can name 5 female artists he regularly listens to.
Which dead celebrities are treated like saints, but were truly awful people when they were alive? Pablo Picasso was an abusive, raging narcissist who sucked the life out of people around him. His muses were generally young women he'd domineer and destroy.
Françoise Gillot was the only woman who ever left him. She then published a book called Life with Picasso in 1964, exposing his abusive behavior. Picasso was enraged and disowned their children as revenge. Despite Picasso trying to stop her, it became a bestseller and one of the most revealing accounts of his personal life.
XXXTentacion beat his pregnant wife, as well as a gay man while he was in jail. John Lennon was a narcotic addict, a pathological liar, a woman beater, and he abandoned his family. He did all this while singing about peace and love, which makes him a hypocrite to boot. Steve Jobs was an a-hole to his family. His own kids hated him, His wife only stayed for the money. He also was known for throwing work colleagues under the bus to cover his own self, and taking credit for things he didn't invent. Thomas Edison, literally one of the biggest pieces of crap, stole patents, stomped out competitors with physical force and violence, electrocuted an elephant to mislead the public his inferior power grid was less dangerous than Nikola Tesla's, and a lot more. Jimmy Savile, absolute monster. His celebrity as an English radio and TV personality gained him unrestricted access to hospitals with disabled children whom he abused. That's putting his life very lightly. Beware if you go on to read more about him. I hate saying it because I used to really like him, but on 2 occasions, Paul Walker dated 16-year-old girls, once when he was 28, and again when he was 32. This was all while he had a young daughter of his own. The age of consent in California is 18, meaning if he did anything explicit with them, he could have been charged and indicted on statutory R-word. I guess being a predator is okay though, if you're really good looking.
Yet all these men are still highly revered by many till this day. I guess the phrase, "separate the art from the artist," only applies to men. Jennifer Lopez gets more hate for not smiling at a red carpet than these men do for being misogynistic or homophobic. Taylor Swift, Ellen DeGeneres, Blake Lively, Jada Pinkett Smith, Amy Schumer, the Kardashian sisters, Lizzo, Katy Perry, Brie Larson, all these women constantly get so much hate thrown at them for the littlest things. Every move they make always gets scrutinized, turned into memes, mocked, and people are constantly looking for any reason to accuse them of being morally bad women.
I don't get why people don't like her. Apart from the obvious misogyny,
love to tell you. I believe that one of the biggest contributing factors to all the Brie Larson hate was this speech she gave. She used this time to talk about the underrepresentation of minority groups in film criticism. She mentions how movies that are made as love letters to minority groups are less likely to get reviewed by members of those minority groups. She said, "I don't need some 40-year-old white dude to tell me why A Wrinkle in Time didn't work. It wasn't made for him." Of course, you have a lot of people taking this out of context to say that she hates white people. She later said that she doesn't want to take seats away from people, but rather she wants to add more seats to the table. But people don't care about that. They already decided that they didn't like her. And then people use confirmation bias to interpret everything she does as negative. And then there was this interview where one of the most searched questions was, "Does Brie Larson work out?" And she responded, "Is that a personal attack or something?" Obviously sarcasm, even if it wasn't executed well. Like, I understand that the joke fell flat, but that doesn't make her a bad person. And yeah, misogyny.
When actresses commit crimes, like when Winona Ryder shoplifted, she gets blacklisted from Hollywood for decades. But when male actors commit crimes, not only do they not face any consequences, huge opportunities fall into their laps. Because apparently only men get second chances. Pretty much all the men who acted in Squid Games have been charged for one disgusting crime or the other, but everyone still loves them. Joe Jonas and Gigi Hadid dated for several months in 2015 when she was 20 years old. However, she said Joe first asked her on a date several years earlier at the Grammys when she was only 13 years old, and he was in either his late teens or early 20s. "He asked me to a baseball game, and I said no," Hadid said. "I was so nervous, I literally didn't even know what it meant to hang out with a boy." According to Hadid, Jonas was not deterred by her rejection. Instead, she said, he wrote his number on a piece of paper and gave it to her mom, beginning the former couple's friendship. Wild how much men asking children out on dates is normalized. In a video, he said he has a thing for younger women. His ex-wife, Sophie Turner, is about 7 years younger than him. But Gracie Abrams is getting more hate for a joke she made about Finn Wolfhard when she was just a teenager. Now she's getting called a pedophile and getting compared to men like Drake. While in Switzerland, John Stamos invited a woman to come back to his hotel room to have sex with him. Once the lights were off, he had a male friend swap places with him and grape the unsuspecting woman. Unsurprisingly, he never got charged for that. Now we have the K-pop boy group, BTS, who has to be the most problematic group and has the most problematic fandom I have ever seen. From being called out for supposed cultural appropriation using racial slurs on several occasions.
아니에요. 형이랑 같은 깜둥인데?
These women get backlash for years for wearing these hairstyles. Ariana Grande still gets mocked till this day and accused of wanting to look black, but when members of BTS do it, it's fine. Driving under the influence, causing car accidents, these guys can do anything and get away with it. Whenever they do things like this, their fans cover it up by spamming hashtags of loving compliments about them on social media, especially on Twitter. Like when one of the members wore a hat that's considered a symbol of right-wing conservatism, his fans made him trend with these hashtags. They even get to support brands that are getting boycotted and work with evil men like Scooter Braun and still never face as much scrutiny as their female counterparts do for doing similar things. Sexist double standards really shows itself in K-pop because female K-pop idols couldn't do half of the things these men do without getting brutally bullied to the point of self-unaliving. It's honestly just sad how only women get attacked.